Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of our Skyworth and Neta review. And on this episode, we start our trip at KICC, where there is the e-mobility parade. There are so many cars around here. You can see the number of buses that are here right now. Definitely my favorite EV, the Skyworth, had to be here. So today after the parade, we are going to drive to Machakos and we are going to do an acceleration test in an isolated road to make sure you have the correct figures. We're also going to talk about tires and even show how the one pedal mode works on the Skyworth. But let me take you around so that you can see the cars that are here. Over there we have Wasewa Stima KPLC, and they are trying to champion the conversation on e-mobility. This is the Mahindra. It's a subcompact crossover SUV, has a range of like 300 kilometers. Then this is the Jack pickup. It's a double cab. Again, range 300 kilometers. Right there is the Neta. It's the smaller sister to the Skyworth. So it's still the dealership, the guys who have the Neta dealership are Highview International. The guys still selling the Skyworth. And Wasewa Mat, tuko na basi hapa. Hey, have you ever been in an electric bus? So you see, electric mobility is real. Like this movement, imekuwa real, it's here with us. So look at all those buses that are plying routes around Nairobi. Hadi kule mwisho kuna Nduthi. So join us for the parade. Then from here we drive all the way to Machakos and give you a surprise route as well. We have plenty of charge. Ile gari iko 80%, and from the last episode, you know that the range of the Skyworth is quite significant. So join us, Wase. One of the cars that has really intrigued me in this EV parade is this little car over here. Now, this is the EA2 EV. If you recall, the president launched this a while back, and it's little and cute. But one of the things that have really fascinated me is that it has 12-inch wheels, not 13, not 14. You're used to size 13 and size 14. Now this one has size 12 wheels. It has a range of around 175 kilometers. So it's a very good car for town running. If you look at its interior, it's surprisingly roomy for the driver and passenger, but the legroom at the back is not that much. But it would be a very good car to drive your kids around town or even go shopping. This is the perfect definition of a shopping basket. After the e-mobility parade, now we are at Imara Mall. My Skyworth is at 78%. Now we want to drive all the way to Machakos. So follow us for this trip. We are at Machakos Junction. Unasikia magenerator hapo nyuma. Anyway, the vehicle is at 62%, but the reason it's at 62, somebody with an MUX decided to challenge us kidogo. So I drove most of it on that stretch. I drove it on spot, but since this is a single carriage road, we are just going to drive it on one pedal mode. Hopefully, it's going to get to 65 by the time we are getting to Machakos town. And then in Machakos, we are going to do an acceleration test on at least a straight road, mahali very isolated in a controlled environment, so that you can see how fast the Skyworth is. Ama namna gani? We are at the Machakos People's Park, where we are going to test the acceleration times of these two electric vehicles. This is the Neta, the blue one, and my all-time favorite, definitely the Skyworth. Now, tuko na Ian. Ian is here with us. Woza. Now, Ian, yes. I want us to have a conversation on performance of these two cars. Okay. Let's start with the smaller one, the Neta. What power figures are we looking at?
Okay, for Neta, the motor, it has a motor of 70 kilowatts. It has a battery capacity of 38.5 kilowatt hour. From 0 to 100, you give it 9.6 seconds. Oh. So I believe those are the three things, major things we'll consider for this 0 to 100. The motor, the battery capacity. Now, that's it. We'll have to consider.
What about the weight, considering that the battery pack is quite heavy?
Yes, the weight of this car, the battery pack for this car is around 350 kg. And it's a traction battery line below us. So for this one, it will be a little different. Yeah, it will affect.
So you want us to see if we can achieve
0 to 100 in 9.6 seconds.
9.6 seconds.
Yes.
You'll be my co-driver for that.
Okay.
But before we take the Neta for a test run, let's also talk about the Skyworth.
Okay.
This has become my favorite EV. Hii gari hata nilikuwa nawaambia mniachie tu. Kishamaliza demo
dogo tu, utatoa pesa kidogo tu, alafu tutakuachia hii gari.
Haina shida. Sasa by the way mesikia wamesema wataniachia hii gari. It's on record. Anyway, let's talk about the one thing I have loved about the Skyworth is the driving thrill. By the way, I think Ian, one thing we should try and tell, or we should try and explain to these guys, is the only way you're going to appreciate an EV is driving one of these. Especially putting it in sport mode. Damn. The response is just unreal. Yeah. The response is unreal. Now, it's quite powerful. I think it's currently can we say it's the fastest EV in Kenya today?
If you compare it to Basigo, Mahindra, then there is no competition there.
Okay. So what are in the last episode we never discussed about the power output in the Skyworth.
Okay. So for this Skyworth, horsepower is 300 and horsepower is 200 horsepower, equivalent to 3000 cc. Okay. Then the motor power is 150 kilowatt. Then we have, apart from motor power, what else do we consider? Motor power? The torque, yes. We have a torque of 320 Nm.
Well, that is that is pickup territory.
Yes, and you see for torque is instant. Even for if you have a 500 Nm torque here, and for an ICE and you have this 320, yes, will still be slightly ahead from 0 to 100.
So pale kwa majani pale kidogo, there is a Subaru Forester. Probably it's an SG5 turbo. Yeah. That's an old one. Let's get to the newer ones. If I was to get an SJG Forester XT, that would give us around 200 horsepower. But with these cars, what really makes the difference is how fast you get to 100 kilometers per hour. Yes. Right? And that is where torque comes now into play. Yes. So this one will be faster off the line compared to maybe a Subaru Forester and Audi Q5, I reckon.
Very true. Yes, it will be faster. First thing, you see that one is peaking. Yes. Torque is peaking. As our torque is higher, that's why we have a reducer gear. Yes. Because the motor is already in high speed. So the reducer gear changes the high speed in the motor to low speed, and also the low torque to high torque. Okay. That's the purpose of the reducer gear. So our torque is starting from way higher, coming downwards.
Quick one, yeah. Maybe point of clarification. Yeah. So in EVs, generally you do not have a transmission, right? You don't have a gearbox, like a conventional gearbox.
You don't have it's a reducer gear.
Is it what they call the one-speed transmission, the one that you don't have to change through gears?
Yes, it does not transmit like the normal car from gear 1 to no. For this one, it's just like for the normal car when you're reversing. Now for this one, acceleration, only one gear.
So that is more of, you've said that the major function of the reducer gear is to increase torque and reduce motor speed.
Yes, to reduce the motor speed, exactly.
Meaning if we didn't have a reducer gear, these things would be dangerously fast.
Yes, it's a control. Yes, it's a sort of a control for this car.
Okay.
Yes, you need it. You cannot go with this car without the reducer gear.
Now, how much time on paper? 0 to 100 on the Skyworth?
0 to 50, 3.9 seconds. So around 4 seconds, 8 seconds.
8 seconds, 0 to 100.
Yes.
That is G-Wagon territory.
Now that is Skyworth territory.
No, but we might have something that I would like us to discuss. If we move to the side, the Skyworth is riding on all-terrain tires. The road cruiser are 1100s. They give you more traction, but more resistance because of the extreme friction. So, are they likely to slow us down, or can the motor beat that?
No, it will affect us. Not only slowing us down, but it will also affect our range.
Okay.
Yes, not very much compared to what you are having if you want to go off-road with all the all-terrain tires. If you want to go off-road, if you are going to a rural area, it's very good, but definitely it will affect the range because of the traction between the ground and the car.
Yes, it will affect range and also probably speed.
Yes, very true. Because even in our normal, the other Skyworth, reaching like 180 under sports mode is very easy. But for this all-terrain, actually we go for at least 170. So there is around 10 kilometers somewhere that gets lost on this.
The other question.
Yes.
Why is the Skyworth electronically limited when it comes to speed? Why do they limit it electronically?
That's a safety feature. Because you see from 0 to 100, you're going there in 8 seconds.
Yes.
If you're going to 0 to 200 in 16 seconds, my goodness, we want to live long at the end of the day.
Is there, okay, I figured that if you're, say, giving this car to your smaller brother, or your wife, you can limit the speed through the infotainment system, right?
Yes, you can limit the speed, but this car is not for children. Hii ni gari ya watu wakubwa bwana.
Gari ya watu wazima.
Hii ni gari ya watu wazima. Hiyo toka itaki mtu anajaribu.
So, I always save the best for last. Okay. So, can we do this 0 to 100? We start with the Neta.
Okay, definitely.
Okay. And one thing I'm going to tell guys, we are doing this in a controlled environment. Sawa. This is a track, hakuna watu, hakuna magari zingine, so nobody is at risk.
Very safe.
And we need also to tell guys to avoid doing some of these things on public roads. Sindio?
Ni ukweli bana.
Safety first, but we need to see if what is on the brochure is what we are going to get from these two cars. So Ian is going to join me in the Neta. He's going to be my timekeeper.
Sawa.
Tuingie?
Tuingie bana.
Tuanze. The vehicle is in sport. Can you take us through how to put it in sport?
Yes.
So you go to car.
You go to vehicle settings. Under vehicle,
yes,
there is driving mode. So there is normal driving mode and
athletic. So now I'm already feeling athletic. So can we push it?
Of course.
Okay.
Prepare. Brace
3,
yourselves.
2. Wait. Okay. The steering wheel is hexagonal. 3, 2, 1. Slam on the brakes. Whoa! Oh, you can hear the motor scream.
80.
Come on, 90.
10 seconds.
Woo!
Nice one.
Nice one. Awesome. Now, that's the beauty about these electric vehicles. You can tweak them. Oh man, athletic mode in the Neta. You know, this is supposed to be the slow one.
We'll try the Skyworth and see now.
It's supposed to be the slow one. It's supposed to be the car guys are using for taxi. Now let's go and try out my favorite of them all. So now can you put it back? Are there charging spots in Machakos?
Somebody told us there is.
Where? We can go look out for it?
Yes.
We are at 62% on the data.
So we can. We'll look for one after
We'll look for one after this.
Yes.
So now we go to the Skyworth. Woohoo! This one is going to be fun. This one is going to be fun. Hii nayo mtafurahia. Hii, but now the problem is we are doing 0 to 100 na hakuna
hakuna haja kustua watu wa kijiji.
Pole
pole.
Manze. They say empty debates make the most noise.
Sio fit.
Lakini si ni ukweli.
Ni ukweli.
Si mimi nilisema, ni mzungu alisema. So we unpack. So how the indicators are here. How do you turn this car off?
No, you're okay. Uko sawa.
This is supposed to be the key.
No.
Can we call it the key really?
It's the key.
Funguo key ni ile ukienda ushago unaonyesha watu kuku nayo nataka ile. Hiyo ni key.
Na unaingiza pahali
na unaingiza mahali bas.
Unaponya.
Sasa hii
ina hiyo.
Alafu
iko na very cool feature. So if you're addicted to smoking, to doing all those stuff, okay, na it's a distraction also to you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Na wasiwajaba
hiyo isaidie jaba. Anatupatia tu hizo story zao, itabidi watupatie na.
So now this is, how do I switch it off?
Just lock the car.
By locking.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the vehicle will go off.
Yes.
So guys, this is how you lock the car. Then this is how, I suppose this is how you open the tailgate, and this is how you unlock the neta. Interesting. Let's try it. Let's try now. At least the Skyworth has something like that looks conventional. Hii ukipatia mtoi hata sasa hii kitaka spare key unatoanga wapi?
Tutakutengenezea, ukipoteza leo unapigia tu hapo kwetu management. Anakuambia ulipe pesa kidogo juu wewe ni msee mwenye sio careful. Hata
unajua hata siku hizi hata ID.
Hata
serikali inaona mnatupa ID sana.
Na inakupiga kiboko hapa. Hata kwetu poteza funguo tutakutengenezea nyingine. It's very possible. Also this car comes with hiyo key yako ya kuingiza hivi na kufungua. Bado tuko nayo kama hiyo.
Okay.
But we give out this one for the clients once you purchase this car.
Let's see how well she does it. So in 3, 2, 1, slam it.
40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. 9.2 seconds.
So no, that's the real reading.
Okay.
Not bad. 9.2 brochure says 9.
Yes, 9.6.
So does that mean maybe the tires are not, or because of more traction maybe we get to use more of the battery? But the funny thing is, if I slam it, you get to experience wheel spin. Wheel spin on all terrains, that's a lot of power. Look at that braking.
Wow.
So now, can we go look for a charging station?
Yes.
Let's go look for a charging station.
I feel like we can do this like the entire day, but it has to end.
Yeah, we have, unfortunately. So, at least we are giving guys what we promised. Yeah. I have said even in the previous video, the only way you're going to sell the Skyworth to someone is if they get the chance to drive this car, because the driving experience on a Skyworth is different. Iko poa sana. Like, it's something that you do not get on your ordinary ICE. Do you guys like organize for test drives?
Yes, we do. You can book your test drive with us. Come to Moja EV, register for a test drive, and then we can hand the car over to you for some hours during the day, and you can enjoy the car, feel the car. Then you give us your response, tell us how you feel. If you need an extra time to rebook the test drive, also very possible, until you feel like now I want to purchase this car for myself.
Last but not least, the elephant in the room. Price.
For this car, actually, it's not the price is not a big deal, because if you go to other motors that are selling cars, and you look at a zero mileage car that they are getting, even if it's an ICE whatever type of car that, and this type of SUV, the price for this type of SUV and the normal ICE is almost similar. So that is not a big deal. It's only you deciding if you want to go electric or you remain where you are. So for this one, we are selling it at 7.5 million. A new zero mileage car for you. And once you come to our showroom, we can discuss. Tulipe pesa yetu, tupatie gari yako, then the deal is done. Then we'll be also there for you after sales servicing. We'll be scheduling you up for servicing. We'll also be calling you and giving you advice in case we notice that there's something wrong with your car. That is up to us for protecting you.
You've talked about pricing. This is my argument. Remember, this vehicle is zero mileage. Zero mileage. 7.5 million. That is equivalent to the price of an 8-year-old Toyota Prado TZG. Gari imetumika miaka 8 na mlami fulani huko.
Sasa tutasema aje? Now you see, it's your choice. Wewe utaamua. Hata unaweza amua uende utafute gari ya 1500, but you see, I had one day I had you and Dr. Kengoria and Prado, the guy who fixed Nini, talking. And you see the value of a car. Hata unaweza nunua gari ya milioni moja, but it's that car is worth 8 million. You go, you give it patience. Kila time una upgrade kitu kidogo, miezi mbili una upgrade. You see, you can decide to use that path. You start with 1 million, bado utafikia 8 million. Come to this car, what we are selling you after you purchase this car at 7.5, maintenance yake ni simple kama baiskeli. So wewe kutoke ulipe hiyo pesa, uko na gari yako it will take you around 20 years with the most simple maintenance. So you decide which is your poison. Kama utaendea gari ya milioni 2, uendage kila mwaka ukiongezea milioni after miaka 7 umefika milioni 10, ama uchukue gari na uondokee stress.
Sijui kwa hiyo unaongea kama unataja watu wa gari fulani yenye sitataja. Au ndio wanashinda wakiweka gearbox. Wanashinda wakiweka gearbox. Inaharibika wanaweka ingine. So I think from Ian's perspective, what he's talking about is value. And if you buy the Skyworth or the Neta, what you're buying is value, right?
Very true.
Niliambiwa serious clients do not discuss price. They discuss value.
Value for your money.
What is the value proposition that one is getting? You know, that is the conversation driver here. And now I hope you guys have had the second part of the Skyworth and Neta review and you have enjoyed it. You have had some fun with these cars. So ile kitu imebakia ni wase waende pale you can check out this car, go for a test drive. By the only way to get to experience this car is driving it. I've been your host, Eric Wakabi, Eric with a CK. Remember, you can follow me at a personal level on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X as well. And we can interact there directly. Now, Pia, please remember to subscribe to the channel and share the video so that it's recommended to someone else who might be interested in an electric vehicle. Tell us in the comments, what do you think about the Skyworth? Na pia, if you want to book a test drive, kuna namba ya jamaa anaitwa Chris hapo kwa description. Pigia yeye simu, mpange maneno ya test drive. Sawa sawa, over and out guys, and kwaheri from Machakos County.